Today in Roadcraft, we're building the longest, wettest road on the DLC map, Washout. But first, some logistical concerns have us tearing up the forest. Let's go. Hey guys, welcome back to Roadcraft. Today we're on the map Washout, and the DLC map Washout. We got an interesting road to make. This is one of the harder looking roads I've ever seen. I'll show you why. We got to put a road. Let's see. I don't have the objective yet, but I can see it here in infrastructure. We got to make our road from here through all of this. Yeah, this is one of their predefined roads, obviously, as you can see, all the way through all of that up here. And here's what makes it even harder. It looks difficult as it is, but here's what makes it look harder. Pull up our quarry coverage. And yeah, believe it or not, I just pulled up quarry coverage. In fact, we'll just keep going south with it. We'll just keep going south with it. I could just zoom out. Why don't I just zoom out and show you? Yeah. The nearest quarry coverage, well, we're going to get to that. But there's not even, look, the road is up here. Here's where the road is. This right here is the road. And the nearest quarry coverage. So, I got a plan for that. I decided, and this is what we're doing today, we're going to cut our road through the forest from here to here, so that when we're doing the road is right here. Let me show you. So here's the road. We're cutting a road through the forest right here between these two green stars so that we can run dump trucks from the quarry here to the road. And it shouldn't be that painful. That's the plan anyway. So I've marked it out. I think it's doable. I'm bringing this out here because I think there's a tree in the way. There's a fallen tree up here in the way. And I'm going to knock down anything else I see in the way. We want a predefined kind of way that we can bring trucks through here. Knock over some of these trees. They're in the way. Yeah, when I first looked at this road, it looked utterly helpless. It looked helpless until I realized that, yeah, we could just drive through the forest here and deliver dump trucks from this side. Whoa, how did I miss a tree with a tank? Well, I was looking around it. There we go. Okay, so, yeah, there's a down tree right here. Just mow down these guys. I'll just turn this on. Yeah, I am driving a mulcher. I'll just turn it on. So we're going to get rid of this down tree. Oh, I just thought of something. Let me turn this off. This keeps popping on. There we go. A little message at the bottom of the screen. I find it annoying. All right. So let's mow down whatever's left here. Where's the path through? I guess between these two trees, or let's see. Well, I drove the Vostok through here to make sure that there was a route. Yeah. Okay. So we got to go between these two trees. Yeah, I knew there was a route here before I started. Destroying the scenery a bit. Whoops. Lose it in the water. I guess it doesn't matter, but, and then let's go here. So, this should go through. I'm all but positive that it goes through, but how far is it? Should be a fairly straight shot through this, whatever this place is. This place is cool. You know, I've not seen a place like this in the game. This is a really unique place, whatever this thing is. We should be able to have a fairly straight shot through here with the dump trucks. It's kind of a long drive, but it's... Unless there's a... Oh, yeah, so there's that. Unless there's a place I could drop the sand scalper. Which we could try. That seems like that would be the first thing to do. Yeah. Well, let's explore a bit then, I guess. So yeah, it looks like we have to go around this. I just unlocked this area in the map. Like, I just came here and I saw this road. I came here, I saw this road. There's an objective up here to get a crane unstuck out of a mud hole in this quarry-looking place, or whatever this place is here. And that was fun. I got that crane unstuck out of there, and then I was like, well, hey, let's do this road. All right, so... Yeah, so does it look like... Okay, I looked for a place for the sand scalper, and I didn't see it. let's see. Let's just see. It looked sandy over there, but my experience is, yeah, you can drop it. If this was a desert map, you could drop it anywhere in the sand. But I think these places, you kind of got it. You can kind of only drop it where it's predefined. And I looked overhead, I didn't see any. So the road itself, how deep is it? Well, because, yeah, how much sand am I going to need? It looks like it's pretty deep in places. There's a place where it actually disappears under the surface of the lake. Ooh, whoa, whoa, can we drive through this? Yeah, can we drive through this? Okay, okay, it's deep, but it's not too deep. It's not too deep. It's not too deep to, alright. Well, because the deeper it is, the more sand we need, and the more sand we need, the more of a pain it's going to be, because we got to run that sand from far away. However, I have gotten a sand scalper to trigger in undesignated areas. You know, if you can find enough sand in an area. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wow, I just kind of accidentally fell off of the road, that's all. Yeah, that's deep right there. Yep. Don't leave the designated area there. Okay, so it's not so deep that you can't drive through it, and there's not horrible mud either, actually. But it's a long road through no man's land with no access to sand that I can see. I think we just go for it the way that I planned it, because I would waste more time trying to find a sand scalper area than I would just trucking sand. In fact, if I know where we were at, and I do, we have some sand trucks parked here from a recent video. You remember this, where we were making... Yeah, I parked these here thinking I would need them because there was an area up here that was outside of quarry coverage that I thought we might need sand. I didn't end up using them. So we're going to take these guys over there. I know exactly where we're at. We're going to carefully drive these guys down our road. You know, we could make a road here. Make a little... I mean, I do kind of like to do stuff as, you know, like this as I go. It is Roadcraft. You are supposed to craft roads. We could make a little fun little temporary road through the forest. Yeah, I think we should. Let's do that, actually. It'll take more time, but we're going to make a little makeshift dirt road through the forest. Now, this road here, you have to be careful. The mud on either side of this road will swallow literally any vehicle. I mean, you drive the Washout tank off the road here, it's stuck. Maybe the Lynx could pull out. That's serious mud there. When I was doing that road, when I was doing that road there, I had to, every time I ran the bulldozer through, I had to, you know, the Pioneer, you know, the bulldozer, right? I had to, every time I ran it down the road, I had to back it all the way back down the road to pull it out of the way of the dump truck. I couldn't even pull it off the road. It was so muddy there. But if you played on Washout here, then I'm sure you remember that road. So yeah, we'll just, we'll make a little makeshift road here as we go. Luckily, we're right by one of our bases. Down that dirt road right there is literally the forest base. We're right, yeah, so we're in a convenient kind of fun spot to do this. We got quick access with vehicles. We got a cool little quaint road through the forest here. It'll also allow us to take down these markers because we'll have let's pour some dirt here. I don't like pouring dirt with these trucks. They're a little sloppy, but we need them for this because we need the bulk sand that they have. The pure sheer amount of bulk sand these guys can drop. We need. Yeah, they're a little messy when they drop it. Yeah, you can't. Where are we going? This way. Yeah, so then we'll get the bowhead. Yeah. These guys are great. These guys are great. These guys are great for dropping bulk amounts of sand, but they suck at any kind of precision. That's my finding. Yeah, see the forest base is literally right here. Grab the bulldozer, and then we'll grab the bowhead too. We'll pour this little dirt road with the bowhead. I mean, we got to use the big trucks for the. We're going to have to take the big trucks out there, but I don't like pouring sand with them. That said, we don't have to pour the sand with them. We can just, yeah, you know, that's true. We can just fill them up, truck them through the forest, right? and then just sip out their sand with the bowhead. Yeah, that's what we should do. It's such a more precision vehicle. Like, okay, so that bike haul dump truck, it holds twice as much sand as the bowhead, but through the forest here, I only dumped it about half the distance because it's just too hard to control the dump. At least for me it is. I'm not used to using it. So we'll just make us a little dirt road through the forest here to run our trucks on. Just getting this smoothed down so that we can get the bike haul out of here, because he's got to go back to get more sand. Once we get a nice road through the forest here, we'll yeah, we'll have a pretty efficient way to truck sand out there. Like, it shouldn't be that bad at all. And we'll truck the sand out in the bike haul dump trucks, and what we'll do is we'll just use this one, we'll just keep this one out there. What we'll do is we'll run those bike hauls 2 at a time, right? Each of them with, what, they carry 40 tons of sand each. Park them out there, take sand from them with this until we run out, and then we'll run them both again down the road here. It's handy we have a base right here. That doesn't usually happen, especially, I mean, the DLC maps are definitely difficult. Like, if you've played, I'm about 60% of the way here through Washout. There's been at least 3 occasions so far where I've literally had to dump in reverse, which is not a big bad thing, but I'm saying it's a step up in difficulty from everywhere else in the game. Yeah, like, there's just places you're required to actually learn how to dump while going in reverse. Again, not the hugest thing, but it's not exactly a beginner's skill either, Yeah, just recently there was an objective here where you have to, well, you can't build bridges on Washout, so yeah, there's an objective where you've got to, I'll just show you right here. You've got to pour this. Now, right now, there's a lot of sand there, yeah, but you have to get to this place so that you can drain this swamp. See, this swamp here was deep. This place was an island. This place was an island, and you had to get out here to backup pump station to drain the swamp. So you have to pour this, because you can't build bridges here, and it's too far to lay the temporary bridges, because it goes all the way from here to here, and it's so deep you can't bring anything across it, not even close, right? So you have to pour in reverse all the way across that. So what I'm saying is, I'm surprised. I mean, this is so convenient. This is literally right near our base. It's very handy. It's not like this place to give us something so doable. You just want a basic little maintenance road through the forest, that's all. You don't need to have it fancy or anything. I'll run the bulldozer here a few times, get it nice and smooth. But we can see where we're going now. Usually, when you clear a spot through the forest, you clear a road through the forest, no matter how well defined you think it is, when you go back through it, it's always harder to see. It's like, where was I going? Like, you can clear out 3 trees wide and make a perfectly straight road through the forest and somehow still get lost going through it. So, never a bad idea to pour a road. Yeah, I'm going to want to smooth this out a bit more, but yeah, the bike hauls, they're a little more temperamental than this. They might drop some sand here. Okay, no, we need to go. Can we go between those trees, the big truck? Well, I say, yeah, we can. Ooh, look at that. That's good enough. That's enough sand. Yeah, I didn't want to spend, all day doing this. Yeah, that bulldozer is so much easier to use. I don't know if you noticed, but when I was right at the end there, I was able to, while I was dumping, I took a corner and pivoted the camera to see where I was going while I was dumping. I'm actually surprised I pulled that off. The bowhead's got an easy touch to it I like. I think we can fit through this. If we don't, then we go around, I guess, but we should be able to fit through this. Now, I'm going to smooth this out a couple more times. I like doing this. I like making little service roads. We made a few videos of that here. I've been in Washout for a while. Well, I've been doing a lot of other things as well, but yeah, we made a few service roads like this, and they always come in very handy. There's one. It's the first one I did here on this map, and it's come in so handy, and it's the road I made across this swamp here. This road has been so handy. It goes all the way from the steel beam. Well, it's paved even further down, but it goes from the steel beams facility straight across the swamp and all the way to the forest base where we just came from. That is about the handiest darn road you can have here. It's really handy. Well, it's a straight shot to the steel beams facility. So think about it, you know, how many times do you need steel beams, right? So you can just run that straight to your force base, paved all the way. It makes it easy. Because I can tell you right now, let's see, there's an objective here that requires 8 steel beams, and there's an objective later on that requires 5, and then another objective that requires 5. You have to run there several times. Okay, so I ran the dozer up the middle, down each side, and then back down the middle again. So we should have a decent road. I mean, it'll be bumpy, but I wanted to get it like, I didn't want to be raised on each side. I didn't want to have the dump trucks falling off the side of it, you know, and dumping their sand. So park this here. All right, what are we doing now? Let's get our road crafting vehicles out there. And I started exploring out this way because I've got an objective which needs 5 concrete slabs. But at this point, I still have not located the concrete plant, which means it can only be here or here, really. I found this place by exploring. I was exploring, looking for the concrete plant. I don't know. But they love to, when you get later in the game, they love to require you to do things that you cannot do yet. Yeah, I need 5 concrete slabs, no plant. So I was like, well, let's explore some. I could always buy them from the construction depot, of course, but I figured we'll check and see here. Oh, we can delete this marker here now. There we go. I don't like to have those if we don't need them. So let's see how our road looks here through the forest. Yeah, it's a pretty little road. And, you know, it might come in handy later, too. Like, who knows? I could always, you know, it would take like 10 minutes to throw some pavement down on this right here and have us a beautiful road through the forest. See, it's not too bad to bring dump trucks down. Not too far, I mean. In fact, this stretch up here through whatever this concrete jungle is, some kind of refinery, do you think? No, those big tanks would be for... Those big tanks would be for water, don't you think? I don't know what. Let's see what this is on the map. Oil treatment facility. Okay. Yeah, I think the path through here is longer than through the forest. Luckily, this is a straight shot. Yeah, this is a long way through here, but at least it's pleasant. I mean, yeah, and I think it's kind of a cool looking place, but the road is perfectly flat. There's no, yeah. So, what, we already have the bowhead out here. Yeah, it'd be a waste to call it in, but we'll call out everything else that we need. Yeah, so we don't need him, but we'll take those guys. Oop, there we go. Alright, so we're going to take these guys through the forest once they're full sand, down to where the road's at. So yeah, I've got an objective I'm working on here. You see right there, you see I've got the log truck full of logs. Yeah, we got to deliver 5 logs, 5 beams, and 5 slabs. I've got the logs and the beams sitting there. But we can't bring the slabs until... Well, we can always just buy them. But luckily this road that we got to build is not too deep in the water. The reason I was looking was because... Well, just how much sand do we need? It's a long road, but... If you're good with the bowhead, you can stretch sand out over a pretty long distance. But I was hoping, so my hope was that it's not too deep. First full dump truck, trip through the forest. Well, up here in a second, anyway. Let's see how smooth this is for the old bike haul here. Remember when this thing used to dump sand out? Literally sitting still. It annoyed me to no end. Because I would call it in my, you know, I would call it in, it'd just be sitting there. I'd get in it, and before I even start moving, it would just dump sand. Like on paved sections of road and stuff like that. And then you just got like little, yeah, it's like little things just diaper is overflowing, just poop and sand everywhere. It's like, no, no, it's my pretty road. You're doing that all over, and you can't pick it up, of course, right? Yeah, so I never used these things until they made it so that it doesn't do that anymore. Yeah, we didn't dump a single drop of sand the whole way, so the road is smooth enough. You know those big, huge mining trucks? Like the mining trucks that make even this thing look small? And this is a big truck. Well, yeah, is my perspective off? Aren't there mining trucks that are bigger than this that they use in like those big quarries? It seems to me there are dump trucks bigger than this. Well, I want to see them add those to the game. It'd be cool. I could be wrong. It's hard to have a good perspective when you're zoomed out so far in a game. Like if I could get out and stand next to this thing, it might, I might realize it's bigger than it looks. So we're gonna truck these out to. We'll just truck these out to the base of the road right here. Yeah, we'll just truck these out to right here. And I'm gonna go grab the other one. I'll get him going down the road there. Then we'll have 80 tons of sand ready to pull from to start the road. That's 4 fill-ups in the bowhead. Plus the bowhead can bring out its one initial load of sand. That should get us a decent amount down the road, you would think, if we're good with it. And get some speed going down that ramp there. Alright, now let's get this guy out here. And where did I leave the bowhead, I wonder? Let's park him. Park this guy over here. I don't remember where. Well, where did I leave it? Focus camera. Okay, that's what I thought. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to call the bowhead back to the forest base. I think this will actually be quicker. Because the way I see it is, why not take it out with its own first load of sand, right? Because I'd rather drive this down that road than the bike hauls. This thing just is, yeah. The only thing that the bike haul does better than this is it carries more sand. This is probably faster, to be honest. It turns better, it dumps better. It can rotate on its platform, which is kind of OP. Like when you need it, you need it. I'm glad I poured this road here. We might just pave this. This could come in handy. It's a great shortcut to where we're going. I mean, when you think about it, because where we're at, I'll just stop this real quick here. Where we're at over here, the nearest base should be the tunnel exit base. This should be the nearest base. Down this squiggly road, and this is all pretty decent road, but still, it's a lot of road that goes all the way up here. Yeah, that should be the nearest base to where we're going, but because of this road, we can access a whole corner of the map now with a different base than they intend for us to do, which I'm going to replay back through the game, and when I do, I'm using some of this advice. Well, plus, of course, when I play back through the game, I'm going to use a lot of the knowledge that I already have of the maps. Oh, we'll build some sweet roads. We'll build some sick roads. Because we'll know, like, all the places where roads are handy to have. Plus, going back with experience, yeah, doing a second playthrough will be fun. Plus, it'll give me the chance to, starting over will give me the chance to use some of the new DLC. Well, the new DLC trucks, that's not what I was going to say. The new options that came with the DLC. The, can add in fuel consumption, maybe add a couple of those options in a different playthrough. Alright, we are here, guys. We're here with sand. We have got so much sand waiting to go. I could afford to buy... I'm using the rusty bike haul and a new one. I've never bought more than one of a new vehicle because you don't need to, but don't you think it'd be handy if we bought a third? Or I should say bought a second so that we could have 3 bike hauls there? It's not very expensive, I don't think. Let me just see this. I don't think it's very expensive. It would be worth it. I've never tried to buy a second vehicle of one that we already own. Costs 36 grand. That could just be handy overall. If we could buy another one. I don't even know if we can. Yeah, actually. Yeah. Okay, I'll just run this out there then real quick. Let's see. So then how do I call it if there's already one out? Oh, okay, it gives me an option to, oh, that's the crane. Oh, yeah, it's the bike haul crane. I always do that. There it is. So there's that one. That one's out. Here's this one. It's too bad you can't really, I wish there was a, like, I wish there was a way you could paint them different or name them or something, because I can already see this being a problem where, let's say I try to call this in with the Stranic, and that menu, I can't tell which is which. I end up calling the wrong one. I'm just saying, the menu selection for the vehicles could be better. All right, so now we got a third one of these at $36,000. It was a bargain. I'm at the, we're in the DLC map. I'm making more money than I can use as it is. The only thing that I need my money for is if they decide to introduce more DLC vehicles, which I'll have to buy later, which will happen. Don't introduce more vehicles, of course. But why not spend 36 grand on a dump truck? Do you think it would be quicker, instead of driving these trucks back here, if I just called them back to the base and then drove them out here? Do you think it'd be quicker to call them back to base than driving them back down this road? Although I've kind of got this road nailed pretty good, as if you can see here, I almost think that can be quicker. That was not a very long drive. That was pretty easy. I think that'd be faster if you think about it. So we got 3 bike hauls parked out here with sand. If we can call them all 3 back, just bam, 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 like that, and then just drive all 3 out here, I think that would be faster. Look at this. Now, this is, mobile quarry here. Yeah, we brought the quarry to the place. Okay, so we are good to go. All right. We're ready? We're ready. I might want to dump from the far end in this direction. Well, so that way I don't have to drive over my own sand to get back to get more sand. You know what I mean? I got to make longer trips, but once we get to the end down there, I'm going to have to make longer trips anyway. Yeah, it might be better to pour from coming the other direction. Because, see, the water's kind of deep on each side, right? Meaning that I got to drive over my own road to get back. Yeah. So I see, if to drive back over that to get back to the dump trucks, I'm going to have to bulldoze every time. So we're going to start from the other direction, I guess. It'll be longer to get there, but... Well, how about this? We'll do it half and half. We'll pour it in the deep spots. Right? I'll get the deep spots filled in, just so I can get through them. And then we'll work from the other side. See, like that right there. I want more sand there, personally. So we got this guy filling. That's really handy that we can just fill right there. We're going to, work our way to the end by filling in the deep spots. Because otherwise, every time I dump a full load, I'm going to have to stop the truck, bulldoze it so I can back down over. It's right here. We want sand. There's really no mud here, so this thing shouldn't have issues dumping. This thing can have issues dumping when it gets in mud. The truck will start tossing and turning and bouncing around, but there's really no mud here. I'm surprised that in a map this, with this level of difficulty, it's literally just deep water. There's no mud down there. In fact, I mean, it's, technically we're good here. Technically, like, this stretch is good. Like, it'll have water over it, but I don't think that matters. The first spot we poured was good too, even though it was well below the water. You know what I mean? It turned yellow. So we're technically good here. It's just pretty deep. I think this will make it through the water, but I don't know. I haven't taken it through here yet. We brought the links through. I know the links makes it, but and what I'm saying is I think this thing will make it where the links can. Well, we'll get some more sand here. Wouldn't it be cool if we didn't have to truck any more sand? Like, what if we actually have enough here? It's possible. See, this goes underwater, but it's yellow. It's got enough sand there. Actually, I keep driving through that. I might as well just pour sand there. I mean, I think it's a better tip to pour the sand in the direction toward your quarry, but I don't think it's a huge deal. Now, can we get through this with the bowhead? Whoa, nope, nope. It's doing the bouncy. It's doing the bouncy dance. Yeah, okay. I mean, there's a little mud there. All right. Yeah, when it starts dancing like that, I mean, what do you even do? This game's got, I think, really good physics overall, but that gets really silly, man. That gets really silly when I got a 30-ton dump truck getting tossed in the air just by the weight of... Well, the sand we're dumping out is heavy, but come on, that would not happen, okay? Because you can just be sitting there stationary and it'll bounce. Yeah, it's a little silly. It's alright, though. Physics are really good in other places. I mean, literally, the physics in this game does stuff that no other game lets you do, so it's not too bad a drive to get down here to refill the sand. That takes a second. But I figure we'll do this, we'll get the deep portions. I guess we'll just kind of do the road in spots, I guess. Oh, how come my sand, oh, maybe the close, oh, probably the closest truck. Yeah, I've already pulled from the closest truck. So we got to back over to the next truck there. That's why. That's why. Yeah, so we get two fills of this per bike haul dump truck. So total of 6 fill-ups there. All right, now this is the last bit of the deep part here. I mean, I think, nah, there's more deep, I guess. No, it's doing the pants. It's doing the pants dance. The ants in the pants dance. It's doing it again. Yeah. I don't know what you call it. Well, you don't call it that, but it's dancing around like ridiculously. And, you know, well, the thing dumps up sand. It dumps sand in such a measured way. And that happens. All right. Well, we got it down to there. I gotta try. Unfortunately, the water's too deep for the pioneers, so we gotta pull him back over here. I love to just spin these things around. I mean, yeah, having this dump truck is such a boon. It just occurred to me, I don't have to follow the road to get back. It's actually shorter. Yeah, I was just like, why don't I just shortcut this on the way back? Come on, spin around, spin around. Yeah, I think it's shorter if we actually go this way a little bit. Like, well, we're saving any time that we can here, right? I think it's quicker if we stick off over here, shortcut that road a little bit. So we're gonna have 2 more fills of sand, and then we're gonna run our dump trucks. So I'll try to make these count. If the thing would stop dancing around and jumping up and down, we could dump a significant, more sand. I mean, longer distance, I should say. There must just be a little bit of mud there is all. Okay, well. Whoops, whoopsie, whoops. Yeah, that was a lot better, though. All right, we'll get this all smoothed out. And this road ain't going to be too bad. This is a pretty straightforward road. I mean, look, this is turning yellow here. We could technically pave this and just kind of have a slightly submerged road, And it looks like we are at a spot where I could actually pull this off. Well, we made pretty good progress on this. It looks like what's left here, well, we'll see next time. Yeah, it looks like this should get done pretty easily. I was thinking about it some, though, and I think I might revisit that road through the forest and get that paved. Yeah, so as I head back to get more sand, decent stopping point, be sure to tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and of course, see you guys tomorrow in a new video. We may be working here, or we may have a different project. This looks like it's going to go pretty easy. Now, I didn't know how it was going to go from the start, but this road ain't too bad. Mostly, yeah, I want to revisit that road in the forest. Maybe even, yeah, get these trucks out there and pave it. I think it'll come in handy. Guys, yeah, tell me what you think. I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot. Peace out.